Hi everybody, I'm Carolyn Weber, the Executive Director of Deadwood History Incorporated. Today is March 31st, 2020, and we're at the Days of 76 Museum. I'm here with Rachel Lovelace Portal, who is our Curator of Collections. And while we're down, we're not open to the public right now, so we are still working, however, here at all of our properties at Deadwood History. And so Rachel, could you tell us a little bit about what you've been working on since we've been closed to the public?
Sure. The past week or so, I've mostly been cataloging some of our backlog donations and then some newer donations as well.
So cataloging of artifacts is kind of the second step in the life of an artifact at Deadwood History Incorporated.
Right.
Can you tell us, the first step is the donation process. Can you tell us a little bit about that, how that works?
Sure. So the vast majority of Deadwood History's collections are made up of items that individuals or businesses, such as the Homestake Mining Company and Barrick, items that they donated to us because we unfortunately don't have an acquisition budget.
So, so how do people go about, just the average Joe like me, if I were to donate something, how would I go about doing that for Deadwood History Incorporated?
Well, the best way to do that is to contact myself, and you can call me at 605-722-4800, or send me an email at rachel@deadwoodhistory.com. I really encourage donors to talk to me first. That way we can get a complete history of the item that you're donating. When stuff gets left at our property, sometimes we lose its important story.
Mm-hmm.
And also, another reason to contact me first is if we already have an item that you want to donate, I can kind of save you some time because the donation process can take 2 to 3 months sometimes, and I can just tell you up front that we already have that, but we really appreciate your offer.
So when somebody does get a hold of you and has an artifact that they want to donate, do you take everything into the collection, or do you have to weed a few things out?
Well, unfortunately, we can't take everything. Our oldest collection, the Adams Museum collection, has been growing since 1930, so as you can imagine, we have a lot of stuff in our collections. So storage space has become kind of limited. So everything that comes to us, we have to examine it very carefully and decide if we can take it into our collection or not. And one person doesn't just do that. We have a collections committee that meets about every other month or every 2 months. And they are made up, or the committee's made up of some members from our board, staff, and members of Deadwood's community. And they examine each donation based on 4 things. The first is, does it help us meet our mission, which is to preserve the history of the Black Hills and to tell its story in the context of the American West. The next is, does it have provenance, which is a documented history of like who owned it or wore it or where it was made. And then the next thing they look at is, does it duplicate something we already have? A good example of this is the Homestake Mining Company's newsletter, Sharpens. Many people come to us wanting to donate them, and they are wonderful resources for the history of our community. We don't take them anymore because we have probably a couple complete sets of them. So if we already have a couple of something, we don't take it anymore just because of our limited storage space. The next thing we look at is, do we have the space to properly care for an item? And is it, will it pose a health risk or damage the other items in our collection? Like for example, some old fire extinguishers contain dangerous chemicals or it can explode, so those are the kinds of things we want to avoid taking.
Yeah. And isn't it true that some of the early mounts that people had were made with arsenic in them?
Yes.
So that's like no, won't be taking that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've made the decision with the collections committee of what artifacts to take and what not to take, and then what happens with that recommendation? What do you do after that?
Oh, it then goes before our board of directors for final approval.
Okay, great. So it's been approved. You get the artifact, you take it into the collection, and then you have to catalog it. And each artifact, my understanding is that each artifact gets a specific object ID number that is particular to that item, so that it remains its original number, and so it's easy to find and track and trace. So could you tell us a little bit about that numbering system?
Yes, so each artifact gets a 3-part number, and the first part is the year it was donated. For example, I have an item I'm going to share with you in a moment, and it was donated in 2018, so the first part of its number is 2018. The second part is the order in which it was received. So it was the 16th donation that year, so it's the first 2 parts of its number are 2018.016. The last number is the item number, so this was the first and only item in that donation, so it's .001.
So if you had like 7 items that this person donated, it'd be 001, 002,
Right.
and so on. Okay, got it. So let's get to the artifact, because I really like this artifact. Can you tell us a little bit about it? It looks like it's a little cowgirl outfit.
Yes, so this is a cowgirl outfit that was worn by Edith Hewlett. She grew up in Deadwood and graduated from the high school in 1948. And she wore this outfit to a Days of 76 celebration when she was about 13, so probably in the early 1940s. And the donor sent us this wonderful photograph of Edith wearing the outfit. She's standing in front of the Franklin Hotel. And the family believes that the outfit was made by her mother, who was a seamstress for the New York store, which used to be on Main Street.
Yeah. Well, that is priceless to have that kind of information and proof that somebody actually was wearing it, the person that wore it, and the event they were at right here in Deadwood. That was probably a big seal the deal on taking this artifact too, I bet, huh?
Right. The item had lots of provenance connecting it to our community.
Right. So do you have anything else you'd like to add about artifacts in our collection and how they get cataloged?
Yes, we do use Past Perfect, which is a collections management database, and everything gets entered into that. Each artifact gets its own record with a description, a photograph, and measurements. And we can also attach search terms to each record, which make items easy for researchers or our exhibits director to find for exhibits. So for example, this outfit will be tagged with Days of 76 as a search term.
Yeah, right. So you can put that in and weed out anything that doesn't belong to Days of 76 or associated with that. Oh, because there are hundreds of thousands of items in the collection.
So it makes things
that's
easier
quite
to
helpful.
find.
Okay, so I think that is about it. Rachel, thank you so very much for being a part of this. And if you want to contact her about donating, again, it's Rachel Lovelace Portal at 605-722-4800. Her email is rachel@deadwoodhistory.com. She's your girl, your woman. Ask her. She will let you know everything you need to know about making a potential donation to Deadwood History. I know you can't wait to make one, everybody. So we'd like to say thank you again, and we hope to see you again soon on one of these videos. And keep watching, and be safe, and be well.